What's going on, everyone? This is Emperor ZK, and I gotta say, November has always been one of those months that I actually really want to participate in a lot of activities, but you know, sort of get excluded coming out from. And the reason is the inability to actually grow a proper mustache, being, you know, Chinese descendant here again. But that is besides the point, because I thought 2023 is a brand new year for me to give it a try nevertheless. And if you don't know what I'm talking about Movember. Okay, when it comes down to Movember, usually you'll just be thinking, for the ones that do know, you're gonna grow a mustache, you're gonna trim it nicely, you're gonna groom it nice and neat, or some really epic standard beards out there. Yeah, and you know, you get some donations in order to battle, you know, all the things that men have to go through in the daily lives. And what I mean about those things, guys, it is time to break it down. Okay, if you don't know what Movember is, this is an actual movement which started by two mates in Australia from 2003. You know, they said, hey, what's up, man? I think I'm just gonna, like, you know, grow a mustache for the whole month of November. I'm gonna call it Movember. And someone else was like, sounds good, mate, I'll join you, let's do this. And you know, from then it has actually become a trending thing to do in Australia. And at first I thought, well, I didn't think too much of it because I didn't know what the hell it was for the first few years. But then afterwards it started to gain more traction over the years and to really represent what you know, the whole foundation was supposed to be. Now the movement obviously is to grow a mo, and someone like me growing a mo is actually very hard. Notice here, like, this is all going today, right? But this took me at least a week of no shaving. Just so give me a kind of idea, right? So I've only got 30 days to actually grow this out to whatever I can do. But basically I'm doing it to raise awareness for men's health. All right, and we don't just talk about mental health and suicide prevention. I'm talking about prostate cancer. I'm talking about testicular cancer, and also being a man. All right, and on the Movember website, you can actually find out a lot of different things that it actually stands for. Obviously, mental health. As guys, we always go through mental problems, and the biggest things that we do is that we brush it off, we shrug it off, right? And then we usually just go, meh, it's all right, I'm a guy, I'm a man, I can do this, I can take it. And hence, we just keep it rolling like that. But what the thing is that we brush past that problem. We either forget about it or we keep on hurting from inside and we never talk about it. And so, you know, obviously this is to go through with that mental health and suicide prevention. You know, I'm doing it because, you know, I've grown up, know a lot of people that's had this kind of problem, you know, mental depression, and which led to a lot more worse things, which led to a lot of bad choices in their life. And of course, you know, being a victim of this and that as well, thank you for reminding me that I have to make this video, is that, you know, we often walk into darkness and we don't really get to walk out from it. You know, being the luckier one, have really good mates, really good fam, got really good everything, and I was lucky enough to walk out of it, you know, when I did. And every time that I do see myself dragged into that abyss, it's like, oh, what am I gonna do? You know, and then someone else is just like, hang on a second, you know, you're not alone. And so I'm doing this to make sure that you are not alone out there, okay? No matter who you are, where you are, and what you're going through, just know that some Chinese dude in Australia is trying to grow a mustache and he's in there for you, okay? So it's all good, all right? And then after that, when it comes down to prostate cancer, you know, and testicular cancer, they, you know, those are self-explanatory. I do have to say, the best thing that comes out from this, they actually have something called Know Thy Nuts. So, yeah, if you don't know, if you die nuts, it is time to look up why testicular cancer is actually a thing which men actually suffer from. Thank God I'm nowhere near there, but like, goddamn, I did not really pay too much attention to it. And now that I'm aware, you need to be aware. Thank you, Siren, for also bringing this one up. Oh God. And then, all right, and on top of this is being a man. Right, a lot of people that says you gotta man up, and manning up by definition not like manning up to, you know, to take your problem on the shoulder. I mean manning up to go and fix the problem, right? Sometimes the most easiest way for a guy to go through things is to man up and face the truth, face the reality, you know, and go through with it. You know, we often find ourselves to have, you know, incapable thoughts of actually trying to resolve a situation because it's just tough. Whether that's family, whether that's employment, whether that's education, whether that's, you know, someone that you love, someone that's dear to you, whether you've been betrayed, whether you've been suffering this whole time. You know, there's so many things that you can relate to. And of course, within a Chinese household, from growing up, there was a lot of those. But, you know, with that being said, let's knock on some of the common problems right now, right? For any parents out there, that's, you know, the man of the house. What have you done? You know, what have you done to deserve this? What have you done to, you know, get destroyed? You know, are you going through a few things to be the best, you know, daddy, being the best father of your family, you know, looking after good steps, looking after, like, you know, the, how can I put it? Following the footsteps of maybe not the past mistakes or the mistakes of someone that's, you know, already committed in your family, that's been committed to you, and for you not to pass that down and become a better man of it. Yeah, like that's a very big thing, and it speaks truth to all the families out there that grew up with like single parenting, or like a troubled family, or like a family that got broken up for no reason. You know, the man of the family always gets hit really hard and they are unable to express, right? I feel really aligned with those things because that's how I was. But, you know, then again, you know, for anyone else out there that's currently suffering, you know, I'm here for you. All right, so make sure to just, yeah, feel better. Know that there are people out there that is gonna be doing something just like what I'm doing right now, speaking up for the ones that suffering in silence, suffering by doing all the work in the world and not saying a word, right? Because that's what men does, that's what we all do, that's what, you know, we get put in the situation, and it's crap, right? But then we keep on manning up and we keep on trying to mend the problem with more work and more responsibilities, trying to justify that kind of depth, that kind of commitment that we do as men. And look, yeah, that's just the way it is, right? And I mean that, you know, no offense to anyone out there that, you know, is probably donning the mantle of manhood or whatever that you want to call it. But at the end of the day, I speak for the rest of the people that are suffering right there, and I'm just speaking from my point and saying that you're not alone and it's all gonna be okay. All right, so what I am gonna do right now is obviously to tell you what I'm gonna do. It's like, oh damn, ZK, you haven't really thought, you haven't really told anyone about what you're gonna do for this Movember. Like, you can't just be, you know, calling it like a, you know, like a movement that you're gonna be following and asking for the donations. That, you know, what you gonna do? Well, number one, I am gonna shave all this off. It's all going. Number two, as someone who's now becoming a full content creator full-time, right? I am sitting a lot more in front of my desk. And so what I am gonna do is I am gonna go for the 60 kilometers walk throughout the month. And now, you know, most of you are probably laughing. That's pretty much rookie numbers, you know, to all the people who are fit, people who are gymming, people who, you know, like to hike and stuff. Well, hiking is not really my part of thing, but I do know, because I spend a lot more time in front of my computer, I am gonna need to do a little bit more activities like that. So first things first, 60 kilometers is the goal that I am going to be tracking for myself, and to prove it, I'll make sure to chuck it on my social media every day when I do go for those walks or runs or something. I also have my Samsung watch here with me. It says install, okay, install. Yeah, and so I'll be recording my progress for everyone to see on my social media. If you haven't seen any of those, make sure to go and follow it. And of course, yeah, there's a few more things that I wanted to do. Didn't just want to do like grow a mustache, walk 60 kilometers, get a little bit more fitter, but also breaking a few bad habits. And I'm gonna be very honest here, ever since I started my journey of working a lot more night shift, it's been a decade and a half worth, sleep has just been really bad. really, really bad. You know, the more harder I try at breaking that habit of night shift, the worse I fall into that rabbit hole, right? And that means is I go to sleep and it's like not 2:30 in the morning, not 3:30 in the morning. It's 4:30 in the morning, and sometimes it gets worse. It's like 6:30 in the morning, and it's like, oh man, I need to wake up in 2 hours. It's horrible, and it's been an affliction this whole time throughout the years, and I didn't really get to break it correctly. And every time I do break it correctly, you know, a few months later down the track, it's like, oh, you have one bad night, and you know, the night just feels so familiar, and you're just like, oh, all my ideas are coming through, all my, you know, energy is coming in. I need to do all my work, and then next minute, boom, 5 a.m. in the morning, and it's like, oh crap, I did it again, you know. And then how are you gonna recover? You're too tired, you go to sleep, and then you wake up, you're too tired, but then you awake again during the nighttime, and you can't sleep. So for this whole month, I am gonna try to break it. It's not just for this whole month. I'm gonna try to make sure that is gonna be set. So for the month of November, I am also gonna make sure that I sleep no later than 12:30. Okay, 12:30, bam, going straight to sleep. And on top of that, breaking another bad habit that's in conjoined with this one is I social media scroll at nighttime, and that usually keeps me awake, usually, you know, give me a few that kind of thing when I'm like, you know, trying to fall asleep. That's a bad habit. I actually never suffered from this before, but recently over the years, I've just been starting to get accustomed to it. So, you know, this probably is everyone else that's watching this video, that if you are scrolling your social media most of the time when you're bored and stuff, it's probably, you know, something that you shouldn't be doing. You could be concentrating or sleeping or napping or doing something with your time, going for a walk or playing some games. Yeah, I am gonna try to break through the social media scrolling at nighttime. Okay, because sometimes I do realize, you know, when you're waiting for your food, when you're on the train, it's not like you're gonna go and talk to some random stranger, right? So, you know, I will just exclusively put that at nighttime. When it's sleep time, it's sleep. There is no social media scrolling. Okay, so as soon as I get into bed, phone is going down, put onto silent, and that is it. The next time I'm gonna pick it up is because I received my alarm to wake up in the morning at 8:30. Or earlier, something like that. So just to recap this one off, growing my mustache that's almost impossible to grow, and try to groom it in a way that's gonna be fit for this. Number 2, I am gonna be doing a 60 kilometers walk for the month of November, so which is 2 kilometers a day. Okay, so that's not too hard. I will track it. And then number 3, go to sleep at 12:30 and waking up at 8:30 or earlier. So, you know, that's pretty much I can get to my work cycle and make sure that I commit to good sleep, good habits to stay healthy. And the last one, obviously, I am gonna stop social media scrolling at nighttime. All right, when it's sleep time, no more social media scrolling. And so I can drop some more of these crazy buzzing thoughts that keeps me awake at night. So it's those 4. And of course, guys, you're not obligated to donate, but I will put the link, the QR code onto this video just so you can get into donation mode if you really feel like this is something that you want to participate in. Every donation counts, and I will make sure to make a following video to track this progress, and of course to read comments that, you know, for the potential donors that actually comes through. You guys are MVP, and guys, you know, if this is something that you want to get involved with and, you know, being part of the Movember project, make sure to go and check it out from au.movember.com, which actually you can sign up and, you know, participate. Tell a mate about it, you know, have some fun and just celebrate, you know, yourself, right? This is the month where men get together, you know, and just show in solidarity that you're not alone, that you are here to actually, you know, acknowledge each other, acknowledge your own strength, your weakness, and how to get through. Okay? And that is what I'm going to say to you right now. And I hope this message is something that lights a fire for the rest of the people who has no idea about Movember. And of course, to all my friends who knows me for my trolling tactics, let's roll. It's Movember time. November the 1st, 10:52 a.m. in the morning. Here we go. Electric. Not sponsored in any way. There you go. Oh, nice and fresh now. it's smooth. It's really smooth. All right, guys. Movember 2023, starting date 1. Let's do this.